Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my May TBR Booktubers Pick My Books. Will I like them? Well, I'm adding the will I like them because the guys on my booktube chat group said to add a little question because it will entice you guys in. So what I decided was, because obviously April was my 3-year anniversary, I wanted to mix things up in May. And I wanted to get some of my booktube friends to pick my books because I haven't done that in a while. So I thought that would be quite fun. Also in this video, I'm going to be telling you the prompts for Katie's readathon, the historical readathon, #historicalfictionreadathon. So I will be telling you the prompts at the end of the video and which books within my TBR will match which prompts. Although multiple could match multiple. So I've kind of, some of the books that are in this TBR are chosen for the historical readathon and some are just chosen. So I thought I'd kind of do it in a bit of a mishmash way today. We've obviously got the good old TBR jar, which we know failed miserably in April. I DNF'd it, which you guys know I don't do very often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my buddy reads, then do the TBR jar, and then do all my other bits and bobs and tell you, oh yeah, then do the booktubers pick my book, mix and match. I've got a bit of a mishmash, but you know me. I'm filming quite early in the morning on a bank holiday Monday because it's quiet and I want to get this done because I'm so excited to tell you my TBR and I want to know what the TBR jar is going to do for me this month. So first of all, on my buddy reads, the first one I'm going at today because it's a sunny day and I've got loads of books to show you. I kind of think my physical TBR might be quite big. So I'm kind of using my trolley for a change. So it might seem a bit of leaning and this way. So the first book I'm going to be buddy reading, not in this order though, it will be Jemima Small versus the Universe, which is a YA book. I'm buddy reading it with Gemma from Read a Book Gem. I'm going to tell you the word that ruins my life, big, because my name is Jemima Small and I'm exactly the opposite. So this, I'm hoping it's not going to have any fat baby comments, but it is about the fact that people judge it. Jemima Small is funny and smart. She knows lots of things. In fact, she's made of 206 bones and over 600 muscles and trillions of cells. What she doesn't know is how that can be true, and yet she can feel like nothing, or how being made to join the school's special healthy lifestyle group, aka Fat Club, could make you any less special. I'm hoping this tackles that issue well because it can be quite triggering. And obviously I'm very aware that I would never want to judge anyone for people's weights. I have a battle of my own weight and my own self-image, which can be quite hard. So I'm hoping that this juggles that well. It's done in a YA format. It'll be interesting to read it with Gemma because I think she's got a very interesting take on it. She doesn't read very many YAs. So it will be interesting to see how she feels about this. But I hope you like it. I'm also going to put the books there that I'm going to be using again. The next one is a book that I will literally be starting the month with, and one that I'm literally screaming about. You've seen it in so many videos. I've talked about wanting to read this. Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart. Now, I personally think that Shuggy Bane is going to be one of my top favourite books of the year. It could easily be my favourite book. So when I heard this was coming out, I'm buddy reading it with the same group of people, Ange from Ange's Book Chatter and Amy from Booktube with Amy. This is amazing. This literally looks amazing. It's a depiction of a teenage boy who finds love amid family dysfunction, community conflict, and terrible predations of adults. Ugh. Vividly realised and emotionally intense, this scorching novel is an urgent addition to uncanon stories. And it's born under different stars. Protestant Mungo and Catholic James live in a hyper-masculine world. They're caught between the two Glasgow housing estates where young working class men divide themselves among the sectarian lines and fight territorial battles. I know I'm going to love this. Ange has already read it before and loved it, so that alone tells me it's going to be amazing. But I'm literally going to start the month with this book. I've literally bought it in April, pre-ordered it and read it the next month. That tells you how much I'm going to friggin' love this. Can't wait. And then this book will be mentioned in several other times in this video, so I won't go into too much detail. Kindred by Octavia Butler. I am buddy reading it with Gaia. because it matches some of the prompts for Historical Readathon. And also, I'm actually only reading it because one of the other booktubers actually chose it for me. So I'll tell you that shortly. But this is one that I've had for a while. I got given it as a gift. And it is a bit of a time traveling. It's a classic. It is a classic. I will be discussing it more when I go into the other prompts and why people picked it. But it's when I'm buddy reading with Gaia from Gaia. Me and Gaia, literally, we buddy read so often, and she's such an amazing person. I love Gaia. She totally needs more subscribers. She's amazing. And I can't wait to read this book. It is one book that I've had on I've wanted to read for so long. So put that there. And then my first buddy read was one of my new booktube besties and one of my absolute best friends, I think. And this is The Four Winds by Kristen Hannah. I got given this as a gift, I think. Yeah, this was actually a birthday present as well, so this one's getting read very quickly. I'm buddy reading it with Dani from Dani's Book World, who I love. Now, Dani is one in a million. She is a total new friend to me and someone that I know I'm going to be friends with for a very long time. Just gutted she lives all the way up in Scotland, so I won't be able to see her. But we do talk daily. This is set in 1934 in an Elson Martini. Everyone knows about this book. It's Kristen Hannah's most recent book. It's set in sort of like the Great Plains and it's fearful of the future. And I just can't wait to buddy read it with. Just can't wait to buddy with Dani. I don't know how she's going to be buddy reading because we've never buddy read before. Although she is connected to another book. So I will talk about this more again, how this matches the prompts for Historical Readathon. So that's another one. So those are my 4 buddy reads and ones that I'm really excited about. 2 of them I'm going to be talking about a bit more. I don't want this video to be too long, so I will talk about them slightly more with the Historical Readathon. But now, let's sort this bane of my life. Let's see what the TBR jar is going to do to me this month. I'm scared. I'm petrified. Which one am I going to pick? I don't know. I don't know which one to pick. Oh, that one's just jumped out at me. Here we go. The Water Horse. Oh, this is actually perfect because it will actually fit the Historical Readathon. It's a book that I've had for quite a while. I read East of the Sun a couple of years ago for another readathon. Catherine Carrick has been allowed to run wild, spending her childhood racing ponies along the beach of Wales with her best friend Diago, the cattle drover's son. But Catherine is consumed by a longing to escape the monotony of village life and run away to London. And then something to do with Crimea, so she ends up going to Crimea, which will match a readathon. Don't know exactly what time this is set in, so let's see if the book gives me any idea what time period. Set in 1844, so this does actually match on the prompts. It's a bit of it's a longer book because it's about 450 pages, but it's quite small. So it's a small book and the typesetting's also, I don't know how that's going to fly, but TBR jar's not been that evil. I'm hoping this has been on my list for a while because I did like East of the Sun, so I'm kind of thinking it looks quite pretty, so hopefully I'm going to like that. So TBR jar's not done too bad. TBR jar's going back down there. And now for the read-along books actually first. So the first one is actually one that I've left downstairs because I'm not organised. And that is obviously I'm going to continue with The Mirror and the Light for the Wolf Hall readathon, which is going all right. I'm actually enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. The next one is obviously my Anne-along, Anne's House of Dreams. This has to probably be one of my favourites of the Anne of Green Gables series. I can't tell you any more than its title because obviously it's like the 5th in the series. But she's about to marry someone. I can't tell you who. And she sets up home with them in the House of Dreams. But something bad does happen. And it's tragedy in it amongst the happiness. But I loved it. So I can put that straight back. Actually, I think I'm gonna leave this one out because no, I'm gonna put that one back because I'm not gonna use that one for any of the other prompts. And my Tudor along book. This is one I'm super excited about. The Tudor along has actually had quite a lot of people following us. If you want to join us, please message me, Dani or Gemma from Gemma Books, because obviously we're the hosts and we've got our Boxer group set up. This is about Catherine of Aragon and I love it. I love this book. I've not read this one for donkey's years, like literally. This is one of the first ones I got out of the library. It's a massive book, so I am reading it over 2 months, so it is massive, but it is being read over 2 months. And I can't wait because she's my second favourite queen and I love her. I can't wait. So bloody excited. You know me too well. I love my Tudor books. Now for the booktubers pick my books. I'm not going in specific order. I'm just going to go. Actually, I am going in order because that's the order this is on. The first book is a thriller. So it's being picked by Alice from Alice's Giant Bookshelf. She picked me a Ruth Ware book. I love Ruth Ware's books. Although some of them have been hit and miss. I think for me, like, I've got some Lisa Jules are standard, like, she's always, like, top of the range. But Ruth Ware has had some amazing books and then some not amazing. And this is The Death of Mrs. Westaway, which I've wanted for ages. I've got it and I'm really excited by it. When Harriet Westaway receives an unexpected letter telling her she's inherited a substantial bequest from her Scottish grandmother, it seems the answer to her prayers. There's just one problem. Hal's real grandparents died more than 20 years ago. Dun, dun, dun. Don't want to know too much. It looks great. It's been on my wish list. It was on my shelves for ages. It's not too long. I love The Turn of the Key. The Turn of the Key is probably my favourite book by the author. The Woman in Cabin 10 was all right. The Lion Game I really did enjoy. So am I going to love this? This is the question. I forgot to say, which one out of all of the Booktubers prize but Booktubers Pick My Book books do you think I'm going to like? Let me know down below. I think I'm going to like them. So yeah, I'm intrigued to know which ones you guys think I'm going to like. Then we've got the pick by Jem from Gem of Books. Historical fiction. She's picked The Sealed Letter by Emma O'Donoghue, which is friggin' massive. Thanks, Jem. I love you, really, I do. It's massive. I loved Full of the Stars. I enjoyed the last book. I am so excited to see. Am I going to love this one as well? Helen Codrington is an unhappily married Emily. Oh, I got an Emily in it. Fido Faithful hasn't seen her once dear friend for years. After bumping into Helen in the streets of Victorian London, Fido finds herself reluctantly helping her to carry on an affair with a young army officer. The woman's friendship quickly unravels amid courtroom accusations of adultery, counter-accusations of cruelty and attempted rape. This could be hard-hitting. I also love Broom, by the way, so that's another horse book by this author. It's not as big as it looks, actually. It's 470 pages, so it will match the readathon. So I'm going to keep that one there. Then we've got my book by, let's go for Jack from Spread Book Joy. What do you think she's going to pick for me? She's going to pick a middle grade book. Dun, dun, dun. She's picked Amari and the Night Brothers, which I'm friggin' excited about. Although I know Mia's going to steal it when she's read it. And apparently there's a second book coming out in September, so if I like this, it's going on my wish list. Amari Peters knows 3 things. Her brother Quentin has gone missing. No one will talk about it. His mysterious job holds a clue. Then a strange invitation arrives. Amari has the chance to join the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs, completing missions in a world where mermaids, aliens and magicians are real. And her roommate is a were-dragon. God, this looks good. I've heard so many good things about this. And it was a gift by Jem from Read a Book Gem. It's not a long book. It's one I'm friggin' excited about. I think I'm going to like that one. Then my book by Dani from Dani's Book World. It's a contemporary book. Let's see what she chose. Dun, 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 dun. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. And I'm just going to knock my books down. I'm getting too excitable in this video, aren't I? And yeah, this was given to me as a gift by Cat from Frozen Reviews. Got everything. Pillows. This was given to me as a Christmas gift by Cat from Frozen Reviews. And it's a sciencey book. It's where a fake friendship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction. It throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. So excited. I could not believe when she chose this one. I was literally like, it's one of my newest books on my TBR, but it's one I'm super excited about. Cat is absolutely lovely, and so is Dani, so I'm just gonna love this one. Then my choice by Ange from Ange's Book Chatter is non-fiction. What's she chosen? Dun, 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 dun. Bookworm by Lucy Mangan. Another one I'm super excited about. Another newish one. Books Amongst Books is in this. I love you, Ange. I think this is pretty much definitely going to love this. When Lucy Mangan was little, stories were everything. This opened up different worlds, cast new light on this one. She's whisked into Narnia, Kirin Island and Wonderland. She's ventured down rabbit holes and Womble burrows into Midnight Garden. Now in Bookworm, Lucy brings these worlds and her favourite characters of her collective childhood to life, uncovering forgotten treasures along the way. Can't wait for that. Then lastly, Katie from Books and Things. Yes, the awesome Katie. Katie from Books and Things is one of the biggest booktubers I'm subscribed to, and probably one of my favourite booktubers ever. She's one of my first booktubers I was subscribed to, and she has kindly chosen a book for me. She's chosen Kindred, which I just spoke about. It's got the two timelines, 1976 and 1815. It's a modern classic, and it matches the prompts for one of my readers on. But thank you, Katie, for picking this for me. So those are my booktubers picks. Which one of those do you think I'm going to like? Now I've got my series books actually. Now I've got my series book. Yes, I've got one of them is my series books. Two of them are my series books actually. I'm not in order. My two series books for the month are, the first one is Christmas at a Comfort Food Cafe. Christmas in May. But I've wanted to read this series, and I love the fact that it's not even 200 pages. You guys know I love the first book in this series. Becca Fletcher has always hated Christmas, but she has a reason for being Little Miss Grinch. Now, though, she can't avoid her version of the ho-ho-ho hell because she's travelling to the Comfort Food Cafe to spend the season with her sister Laura, who was in the first book, and her family. She's expecting mulled wine, 24-hour Christmas movie marathons, and all sides of merry torture. Little does Becca know that the Comfort Food Cafe is a place like none other on earth. Can't wait for that. Dun, dun, dun. Then my other series book is Nightingales on Call. I can't tell you too much about this because I think this is the fourth in the series. But this is about, Dora and her old enemy Lucy are paired up on the children's ward for the final 3 months of their training. The two nurses couldn't be much more different, but they think they may have more in common than they think, as they each hide a secret heartache and a new face at Nightingale, which is Jess. So we've got new people coming on. Jess is a feisty eldest daughter of the notorious East End family and determined to prove herself as a maid. And the new trainee nurse Effie can't wait to escape her small Irish village and make her way as a nurse in London. But Effie's sister Katie soon begins to worry that Effie's behaviour is out of control. That looks quite interesting. So we've got an old person, and another existing character, and some new ones. So that could be good. And now I've just got some random books, and then I'll tell you the readathon. So I wanted to get a YA. This book Chris bought me for my birthday last year, and it's had mixed reviews all over BookTube, but it's one of my pretty books. Are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to die or are we going to survive? This bold and immersive fantasy, a young heroine fights to save the world that would dare tame her and discovers she is her own fiercest weapon. I'm really hoping I like this. I got Chris to buy it for me full price, which is not one of my likely things. It's fantasy. I think I bought it during one of the lockdowns. I think it might actually be 2 years old. I don't think he got it for me last year. I think it was the year before. No, it was last year. But it does look gorgeous. It's in immaculate condition, and I'm hoping I like it. Now the next one, there's another one that's going to match a prompt for the readathon. It's The House at Riverton by Kate Morton. I've loved her books, and I know this is massive, but I know that I'm going to fly through it. It's nearly 600 pages. It's massive, but I know that I love her work, so I'm not even apologising to myself for getting it. This is a story of love, mystery, and his secret history revealed. There's two timelines, I believe. There's summer in 1924, the eve of a glittering society party. The only witnesses, sisters Hannah and Emmeline Hartford, will never speak to each other again. Then you've got winter 1999. Grace Bradley, a 98-year-old, one-time housemaid of the House of the Riverton Manor, is visited by a young director making a film about the poet's suicide. Ghosts awaken and old memories are long consigned to the dark reaches of Grace's mind. This is really interesting. It's a challenge shot one, so that's going to be another good one. Then we've got one that I'm super excited about, and this is the Woolworth Saturday Girls. Apparently the author has revealed she's got more books coming out in this series, so I don't know when it will end. But this is basically the daughters of the Woolworth Girls. It's set in 1950. The Second World War is over and life has moved on for the Woolworth Girls, Sarah, Maisie and Frida. In a new world, their women have high expectations for their daughters, wanting them to seize opportunities that they didn't have themselves. Ready to take on the Saturday jobs at Woolworth, budding friends Bessie, Claudette, Clementine and Dorothy are faced with unforeseeable challenges as the real world comes into focus. I don't know any more than that. I can't wait for this. I love this author. She's one of my favourites. And I'm so excited by this. Then we've got, oh my god, I'm going to have to start putting some books back because my books are falling down. Then the last book that is not for the prompts, and this is the page pitching buddy read, 13 Weddings. We are meeting Bronte, who is in the last book. She never expected to see Alex after one night together, but she never stopped thinking about him. So when she arrives at work one day to find Alex is a new colleague, she's secretly thrilled. The only problem is that Alex is now engaged to the girl he met when they were on the break the day from the night they met. Determined to move on, Bronte becomes a part-time wedding photographer alongside a day job. Surrounded by loving couples, tearful bridesmaids, mischievous page boys and interfering mother-in-laws, she struggles her way through wedding after wedding. As Alex's own wedding day approaches nearer, their chemistry becomes harder to ignore, and Bronte must decide whether to fight for the man she loves or let him go forever. Can't wait to read this. Love it. Right, so that's all the books I'm going to read. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 books! I said I wasn't going to go up last month. But one of them, like I said, is going to be... And I've kind of got 18 because I've got the other one that's going alongside. But 2 of them are being read over short a month, so... Oh, no, 18. Got that one. Oops, my TBRs. Less time for mood reading. I will be able to achieve it because physically I can read like 30 books a month. But I will be having less mood read time. Could be bad, could be bad. We don't know. But all I can say is I'm happy by all of these books. Now, briefly, I want to just obviously go through the prompts for Katie's readathon, the historical readathon, and mention which books I'm going to read for each prompt. I've talked about the books, so it will literally be a case of, here are the books. So, a lot of them can match up with different prompts, but I've tried to spread them out as much as I could. Right, challenge 1 is read a book of historical fiction set in the country you're from. The Woolworth Girls, obviously, set in England. That's that one. Next one, read a work of historical fiction set in a different country to what you're from. 4 Winds by Kristen Hanna, because that's obviously set in America. Right, next one, read a historical fiction set in your favourite time period to read from. Obviously, wartime books are one of my favourite sort of time periods. It's kind of close to wartime. But I could also use a Tudor book, because that's wartime and Tudor books are both my 2 sort of favourite book time periods to read from. But I'm going to count the Nightingales on call for that one. Read a historical fiction book set in a time period you're less familiar with. I actually did have the sealed letter down, but I think that if that's Victorian London, that doesn't count. So I'm actually going to go with The Water Horse, because that is actually set in 1844, which isn't a time period I'm familiar with. So that would actually match up perfectly. The next one, read a historical fiction book with a speculative element. That's definitely got a speculative element, and that will definitely match for that. Although that does also match another prompt, so I shouldn't really put that away. Prompt number 6. I'm playing my hair in this video quite a lot. Read a book of historical fiction set in about a real historical figure or specific historical event. This matches up perfectly because obviously Catherine of Aragon was a real figure and she was very much the Tudor event. Their sort of wedding and everything very, although this is even though this is fiction, it's based on a non-fiction character. So that matches that prompt. Read a book of work of historical fiction with a classic work of historical fiction. Apparently Katie said that this matches. It's a modern classic, so that matches that one. Then lastly, bonus, read a work of historical fiction over 500 pages. Well, it turns out I could read The Sealed Letter because The Sealed Letter is over 500 pages. So I'm either going to count that or The House at Riverton. Both those count for that book. So that is my mahoosive 18 books for my readathon. Yes, this is massive. Yes, my April TBR is mahoosive. But what do you think I'm going to like down below? How do you think my booktubers books are going to go? I look forward to hearing what you think. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.